What up guys, Concepto here, and today we're going to be talking about the nature skills found in the multiplayer starter kit. We're just going to get right to it. First we have Ice Sword. Ice Sword costs 2, does 2 damage, and it has an add freeze effect where it freezes your opponent's skill button by 10 seconds. That's a very strong ability, but it has a penalty of aura cost +1 per use. That means every time you use it, the aura cost is going to go up and up and up and up and up. So you use it once, it's going to go to 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Really good ability. If you can find some way to reduce its cost down, this ability can be really powerful. Alright, the next ability we have is Bullet of Fire. Bullet of Fire is your standard attack. It costs 2, does 2 damage. All around good ability there. Next we have is Vacuum Slash. Now Vacuum Slash is one of those hard-hitting single-use ability. Costs 3, does 7 damage, and has an add pierce effect. It has a very swooping animation, so it can hit multiple targets. So that's why it's a little bit better than something like Psycho Spear. It does a little bit less damage, but it can hit multiple targets there. Speaking of single target abilities, we have Fang of Tree. Now that's your 3-cost ability, does 8 damage. Like Psycho Spear, it only can hit one person. Maybe if they're really close to each other, it can probably hit both. The difference about this ability is it's a crawl ability, so it's going to go on the ground. It goes very fast, and it's hard to see, but you have to have a clear path on the floor, so you can't throw it over legs and things like that. Next we have is Twister. Twister is a 4-cost ability, does 4 damage. In the description it says move. What this means is it sends out an ability right in front of you and just pushes it forward. So you're going to create a tornado and it just goes forward. It doesn't target in any kind of way. It's really good for throwing down like stairs or walkways. Some places where your opponent can't really dodge it, and it's going to launch them into the air. And once they get launched to the air, they're going to hit the ground and take additional damage that way. So Twister is one of those abilities that you should really practice and play around, because once it knocks a person into the air, they're considered knocked down. So you can hit it with the ability that hits knockdown targets. It's really good. Again, it doesn't go under bridges and things like that, so it's really hard to aim, and it's really only useful in certain times. Next ability we have is Flame Sword. Flame Sword is your normal melee ability, costs 3, does 3 damage, pretty straightforward. It's not as much pressure as Psycho Knife. If you get one hit on it, it's going to knock down your opponent. You can just pretty much wait for them to get back up and kind of do it again. It's a good pester. Alright, the last attack we have is Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm costs 3, does 5 damage, is single use, and is a rain effect that erases all of your equipped defensive skills from the target. If they block it, it's not going to erase their defensive skills, so it has to deal some kind of damage to them first. A good thing to do is hit them with something like Dazzle, interrupt them with Gravity Mine maybe, and then hit them with Thunderstorm. Erases all of their defensive skills, and this is really good, especially if you can't get over something like the Reflect Mirror or Psycho Wall with your abilities there. Speaking of defensive skills, we're going to go right into it. First we have is Glacial Wall. Glacial Wall costs 2 and has a defense of 3, and when you block with it, your opponent is going to be frozen for 10 seconds. Now this is one of my favorite defensive skills in the game, because it really opens to a counterattack and they can't block you back. So for example, someone comes at you with a Psycho Knife, they hit you, you block it, their skill buttons are frozen, and they can't use the defensive ability back. They freeze your opponent for 10 seconds. Honestly, I think on the defense skill it should be 5, but it's 10 for now. And you definitely should sport at least 2 of these in your deck. The next one we have is Fortress of Iron. Fortress of Iron is literally one of the best defense skills in the game. It is so strong. They actually had to nerf it in the original game. The defense now is 7 with a cost of 4. It is a shelter, so it's a 360 defense, and it erases any short-range attack skill that it blocks. So not only does it have a high defense, it gets rid of Psycho Knives, it gets rid of Flame Swords. As soon as you get hit by them, they're going to disappear. If you're playing Nature, you should definitely run 2 of these in your deck. I wouldn't run 3 because it does have a cost of 4, but definitely 2. So 2 Fortress of Irons, 2 Glacial Walls, in any deck that has Nature in it. Alright, next for our special abilities, we have Healing Water. Healing Water costs 4, 1 use, and it just heals you for 5. So you just grab it, gain 5 health on it. Pretty simple. Lastly, we have Entangled. Entangles are 5 costs, infinite use crawl ability that when it hits your target, it's going to prevent them from using skills or moving. So it's kind of like Frozen and Paralyzed Barrier at the same time. Think of it as a 3-second stun. But I really think this is really good and really useful in 2v2s, so you can stun your opponent and coordinate an attack with your partner there. So yeah guys, Nature is very powerful. I think Nature is probably going to be in everyone's deck. Nature something, Nature Optical, Nature Psycho, but Nature has it all. Forces of Iron and Glacial Wall together. you can be very defensive and at the same time be able to counterattack. And you have a stun there, and if you're losing the game, you can get back up with healing water. There's just so much to it, and I'm glad that list is very well made if the list remains the same. Anywho guys, thank you for checking out this series of all the multiplayer starter kits. I'll go ahead and let you know if there are any changes to them and if they include Kai and Faith later on in the future. So yeah, I know I went over all the skills. Now you're probably wondering, what kind of decks can I build with this? So I'm gonna go ahead and build some decks and throw you my deck text and examples of why I built them and things like that, and show you some gameplay with them. Anyway, for now, thank you for watching. Thanks for plugging in. I'll check you guys next time. Peace out.
DDR base, DDR base, DDR base, DDR base. I am here, and my name is Chaos. Rap is to me like music is the Amadeus. Wolfgang, the famous composer. When I stepped in, I told them to move over. I am the new kid on the block, and a mission to make your body.